Data received.
Hi everyone! It's me. Hold on, I gotta put some lip chap on. I should have done that before I started the stream. Okay. Let me turn this down, because it's extremely loud. Please let me know if my mic volume needs to go up, I guess. You're gonna take a walk to the vending machine? Yeah, I want something. Can you get me a Snickers? Should I ask for something else? Get me... Get me a caramel as well. I have change, I think, if you need any, in my wallet. Okay. Okay, let's get started here. Turnabout Big Top, Part 2, Trial. Yes. Oh my god, how was I should have listened to my previous video to figure out what voice I was doing for everyone, because I completely forgot. I haven't played this in like 4 days. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage. I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry. There won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. Yes. Nick. Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Well, why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that, and everyone in the room will be on your side. It's a guy. His name is Max. Maximilian Galactica. Oh, it doesn't have his full name on here. What the hell? Okay. Metaton, yeah. Max, really. No one needs to fly today. Snickers and caramel. Nick? What's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. Courtroom number 2. Now the case of one... What? Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So... Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He often does go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we call the defendant Maximilian Galactica. Yo, if he gets a yeah, sure, if he gets a Mars bar, I'll give you it. But I don't know if he's going to do that. Sounds more friendly. I wonder if that's our advantage. If that is to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Eh? The spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count, do you hear me? You must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. Guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. It's not like it'll bring her dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there, now! Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony. Hold on a second. I should pull up the walkthrough so that I'm not, like, aimlessly wandering around if I need to, like, look at it. Just in case. Or trial. Okay. Night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. Murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. Damn. Ouch. I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report. Court accepts this into evidence. Autopsy report added to the court. A blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. Hold it! Yeah. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. Snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? What do I actually need to look at there? Raise. Okay. Okay, whatever. Let's just press everything and see what he says. Okay, all the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. When you say all of the circus performers, what do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Bo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course, the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Bridget the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Gina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room and tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own work. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. Couldn't happen to know what they were talking about, you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. It's creepy as hell. I forgot about that. The murder itself took place in the plaza, in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay. Not a problem, pal. We've got a witness who told us how the whole thing went down. Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. A wooden box? That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention, it was locked. You guys fucking unlock it? Locked, you say? Boasts a small but strong lock, which means no. He's a dead man! He's an old man! This may be my only chance. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. I want to ask if they fucking opened the lock, but I think this is more important. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. There we go. Okay. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There's only one little bottle in that huge box? What the frick? I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. All seasoning bottle added to the court record. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. According to the autopsy report, the murder... Phoenix's voice. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of this event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously. That's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the Ventriloquist. I wonder if Trillo. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. It's Triloquist. Ventriloquist. That is the joke. Okay. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Triloquist. I'm employed as an operatic tenor. Excuse me. Witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That robe must be cutting off your circulation. I said I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Me. The world of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence. decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhythm. I was supposed to be singing that, oops. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, no better than to insult a judge. Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face! On the top chance swelling would help. Oh, on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order, order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting my testimony. I won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max, heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene? Sure of that. Without a doubt. He had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? It's got a point. Would you get stuff? Thank you. Thank you. Rude flex. Okay. I don't know if you're still watching, but here's a Mars bar that I guess I'm giving to you tomorrow, so I can thank my partner, Angel, for that. I'll put it in my bag later. That's really funny. Okay. Great. Amazing. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to this. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why's that? Here's absolute proof. A silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. That was more of a dab. I went to go do a curtsy, but I don't... Never mind. Thank you for stating the obvious, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What else do you have to say? Oh, okay. I guess she's the boss again today. What you witnessed. Okay. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean clown. wait, this did I already press it? No, he just said this. I haven't pressed any of this yet. The clown. You're talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic, I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, okay. Then what happened? Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the Plaza's entrance. Why the Plaza's entrance? To do some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Objection! Mr. Phoenix Wright. I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. Phoenix, why you do this to yourself? That's when I saw Max, heading towards the scene of the crime. Hold it. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? Get the wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays. You're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put up a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. You was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? You saw Max and only Max. Right, Trillo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense, and makes Max one suspicious character. There's more of this story than meets the eye. There's something amiss in this? I mean... probably. Oh, sun chips, nice. Okay. So they were done with practice and everyone was going back, but Max wanted to have a meeting with Mr. Barry, so... they should have been together. Here we go. That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max? Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen? Victim. Take that! That's the victim. That's correct. If Trillo is at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah! Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? Yeah. I see. Seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. That's right. A Brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with, Regina. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Who knows anything? No one. No one knows anything. Okay. Give me a second. Get some water. Yeah, I read all those, right? Okay. Did I skip the last? Did I press this? Hello? Hi. Welcome to my stream. I don't remember if I pressed this already or not. Hold it! Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? Huh? I think it was around, I'd say, a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think? Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand around in that weather. Well, truth is... Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone? But what? What? Who said we were waiting for someone? Objection! Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories.
Objection!
But this witness, he's cracking under pressure already. I'm on to something. Mr. Wright. Oh. Wait, did I accidentally pull that up? No, it automatically pulled that up for me. Okay. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? Well, since you guys were gonna propose to this 16-year-old girl...
Take that!
It's her. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Gina. Wah! You're waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw, don't you forget it. Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff. He's right. What, Regina? That is I don't actually know if that is I always thought that was the official pronunciation of it. It makes more sense to pronounce it as Regina, because her tiger is named Regent. I'm having a hard time not saying that, though. Okay. Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Alright. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. Spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Ah! Objection! What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime.
Objection!
However, he did not see the victim on his way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there's a high likelihood that all the music in this game is amazing. Oh, he could have... What? Fuck! Ow! There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright, I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Pain! Don't volunteer things! Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time. And I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think the humans have a monopoly on marriage? That matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Fuck. She is right. Don't be so surprised that I was gonna propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. Yeah, I guess not. If you get the puppet master too, and he's like, I don't know about this guy. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Going to propose. You. A puppet. Don't be so obtruse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. Yes, you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her, too. Exactly. His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination. What was with that sigh at the end? Yeah, I guess you could. Okay. Don't be so surprised I was gonna propose. Don't be so surprised that I was gonna propose to Regina. Gotta do it in the right voice. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina. Of course, that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't gonna propose. I wasn't gonna propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben? Yeah. Got it. That's the truth. I even had something to give to her. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was gonna give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. What was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. An engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Princess's whip looks like it's meant to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad, or push on anyway. have to push on anyway, even though I really want to see the reaction from 8 equals bad, but it's fine. Don't kink shame. Okay. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. Ow! I keep missing dialogue. I advise you to cut this argument short. I'm gonna have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring. I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. You sure do you sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I plan on giving an engagement ring to Regina. An engagement ring? Uh-huh. It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's gonna love it. It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's gotta be something I can catch him on. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course! What a stupid question. You've gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry, really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her? That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way. Uppity snob? Uppity snob? He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his woodblock in half, and not with magic. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present? In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. So you were still thinking of trying to give it to Regina? Of course I am. I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not going to give up that easily. I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony. I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony. That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck. Judge has that dazed and confused look again. Maybe he should get out more. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I have it in this bitch's line. Yeah, check it out.
Objection!
Trillo, do you mind if I show you something? What are you talking about? Uh-oh. Looks like they're gonna double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine! Give it back! Thief! Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said... In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? Ah! What is going on here? That's... Ben, say something! Don't put me in the spot like that, Trill. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money in? Like a bank vault? Huh, that filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Fiats? Fiat. There. Well, Your Honor, Honey really is a monkey, in every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then. Honey likes to go after the shiniest things he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trillo. When was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time. No, that night. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Oh, stolen right after Max showed up. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Yes, you might, say that. Rick might have been taken around that time. Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trillo Quist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching money monkey. Monkey money. Monkey. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all this slow loafy fool called Ben's fault. Monkey magic. Magic. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be? Hold on, Hold on. I want to see what the dialogue option happens when I click this. Obviously, that one Mr. Benjamin Woodman is lacking in the area of exercise. This is clear from the testimony we have just listened to. He was too slow and awkward to catch a monkey fleeing through the snow. Yeah, so were two other people in this case. Super creepy. This revelation doesn't seem to be registering too well around the court. Maybe you should leave the courtroom drama for video games and rethink that one. Okay. That wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, fine. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be? Ben's testimony has a flaw. There is a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Yeah, Maya did just break the fourth wall. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What's the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Interesting, Mr. Wright. Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that this something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist?
Objection!
Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity with the defendant. What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that. Ha! I've told you so many times, you'd think you'd know my story's not changing. You already changed your story, Stick Boy, and I'm sure it'll change some more. Where there's one lie, there's usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah! Yeah! Witnessing Max. Actually, wait, I'm gonna eat a piece of this chocolate. I'll give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. Yo, I love Maya, whatever. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Silk hat. Something cape. White roses. So that means that money didn't show up until after you saw Max? That's right, money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. And money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him? How long was it until you came back to where you... Talking about... Okay, well, let's see, I'd say about... I suppose 5 minutes? Oh, Legally Blunt. Oh my god, I haven't seen that... Okay, I saw that movie like a really long time ago. Are you seeing, like, the musical? There's a musical, right? I'm not wrong about that, right? Okay. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch? Nice. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. See, Mac. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina.
Hold it!
So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night? That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. 4! F-O-U-R! Counting Ben, of course. Oh yeah. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me? 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention. A lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night.
Hold it!
So you saw Max coming out of the Big Top that night? Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. Oh, fuck, no, hold on, go back. I have to press that.
Hold it!
Hold it! About what time would you say these events took place? You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know what time it was when I saw him. Oh shit, just had 10 more minutes. Fuck. How did I skip that? My controller was like being weird. Okay. Indeed, what time was it? What time was it? Let me think about that for a second. Ah, I'm no good at math. It was 10:10 p.m. Yes, that sounds about right. It sounds about right, because that's the time when I saw Max on the scene. I said good evening to him, but didn't even acknowledge my presence.
Hold it!
So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night. You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben, you've got something to add? Let me guess, that's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night. I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom. Impossible! A performer lives and breathes for his performances. You should know better. There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Ben's half of the comedy act. Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your coworkers? Well, simply just being cordial to understand. Ow! That hurt! Maybe you should think of having some proof and start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max. How do I go about proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world. But I'm sure you've already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. Witness will resume his testimony. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said. I told you already. Jeez, I am absolutely 100% sure. There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh? I need a refresher. Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Silk hat. Cloak. White roses. Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in this testimony somewhere. I agree, but do we have proof to make something stick? All we can do is try, right, Nick? We've got to have something that will prove useful. Alright, time to go to work. Okay. Yes, it's this one. I don't have a picture of that. No, well, did he have his hat? Maybe that's not what I have to prove yet? Hold on. try to do this spoiler-free because I know what happens in the story, but I don't want to, like, accidentally say something about something that's not supposed to happen yet. So it makes it very hard for me to chat about, like, what my thought process is for picking things. Okay. I'm pretty sure that he would not have said good evening to this guy after he got smacked in the head with a not wine bottle.
Objection!
Totally not wine bottle. Not at all. Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument. A disagreement, at most. Disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head. Ah! That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? But what? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch! Wrong voice. Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is, on the day of the crime, the defendant and the witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just get up and say good evening to his rival. So lewd. Why is this puppet so lewd?
Objection!
Are you saying this witness is lying? That he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene? I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Let's clarify this testimony. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there's only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That's why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was he saw that evening. Or, good evening, as he put it. What in the world? You? Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening, then?
Take that!
It's probably the ringmaster. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person you would greet. Must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. No, Your Honor, it's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, I suppose you've got a point. It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo, isn't that correct? Well, answer the question, Mr. Quist. Order. How do you respond to this? But wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But, once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. I think it's high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the Plaza that night. problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica? Was it the Ringmaster? One, Mr. Russell Berry. The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols? Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You gotta remember them by now. Here we go again. Everyone, all together now. Ow! Yes, yes, we know. The silk hat, the cloak, the white roses.
Objection!
Silk hat and cloak. Anyone can wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, do we really know that it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? Miss Von Karma, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, if that's the case, then it's impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally won a point. That is very, unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but... Who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, with beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess. Now in recess, okay. Saving. 2, 1. Okay, the next one is also a trial, because there's a 10-minute recess, and I'm trying to figure out if I should play that now or if I should wait. No, because there's like... This trial for like 2 weeks. How long is this? Okay. That's not too bad. I'm pretty sure this case also has... Oh, here, okay, let me do this. Actually, I will be right back. I'm gonna get some water, because I need water. I will be back in approximately, like, 15 minutes. part 2 of this trial. I think I already saved this, but yes, let's do it again, sure. Oh, wait, no, I just have to do that. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, I think this next part is very tedious. We're gonna see. Gonna see. Oh my god. Okay. Sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, was the ringmaster who left
Guess
the room,
who's back?
right?
Back again. Robots back. Skynet, Skynet, Skynet.
Amazing. I love Skynet. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Hello, welcome. Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. It was a good entrance. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seemed like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. I'm having a pretty good night. I'm a little bit tired, but, that was pretty good. Should have had more coffee today than I did, but now it's too late to do that, so... Yes. Which means... It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility. Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where'd that go? Double. Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Magician? President. You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. Magician? President. Nice. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did she just call him a pitiful clown? The witness will state his name and occupation for the court. In West Philadelphia, born and raised. Okay. I don't remember what I was doing for his voice. There's also going to be a lot of, like, dialogue that's going to skip ahead really fast, and I'm not going to catch it. Okay. Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court of why he is speaking an autobiographical gibber? Oh. I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they don't say his full name very often, so Doesn't give you much of a chance to catch it. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited for this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh, yeah. Maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Ha 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 ha. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Buds? How was that one? Ha 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 ha. But a couple of clowns who were up to no good started making trouble. Your name. Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. on the day of the murder. Correct? Yes, it is. Very well, Mr. Curls, will you please testify as to what you saw that evening? Rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian walked into this plaza without the humor. Okay. Oh, poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try and make everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone. What do you think of me? How am I doing? Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking questions here? Witness. Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You'll hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you. I can't wait. Or Gumshoe. Now that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. Ugh. What you witnessed. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clocked the ringmaster over the head. That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized. However, witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. Ah, ha ha, ha ha. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you've got to find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you're not going to engage in pointless saber rattling. But that's what I like to do. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. Okay. Ugh, fuck. Okay. I guess I'm gonna start pressing on things and hopefully we'll see if I get penalized or not. Let's save. Night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room.
Hold it!
You'd say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now 8 o'clock. That's something a clown can riff off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke. Alright, 8 o'clock then. You know you want to hear the joke. A man goes to his doctor and the doctor asks, how is number 1? The man says, every day at 6. The doctor asks, and number 2? The man says, every day at 7. And then... Witness. These are exactly the types of jokes that you should save for that detective. Ow! You knew what would happen. Don't look at me like that. Mr. Wright, you're hereby penalized. This will not become a kangaroo. Okay. This isn't funny at all, in more ways than one.
Hold it!
You were pooped that night? Yeah, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? A double cheese, double bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that, as they say, happens. Aha, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. That one was cool, huh? I hear kids really love toilet humor these days. A joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. Penalized. I've got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny, it just earned you a penalty. Okay. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window.
Hold it!
You just happened to glance out of the window? You could say that. You could say I also... You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Curls. Oh. I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Exactly why did you look outside of your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I mean that, well, we spoke yesterday. Once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, this witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Ow, ow, ow! That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Very well. Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. We should start turning the tables in our favor. I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me look outside. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like... I guess you could say... Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. Oh, how'd you know that I was gonna make a joke? Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. I guess the sound sounded like, I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yup, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit, huh? What then? You went to look out the window and you saw... That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. Far away, you say? If you had to say exactly, how far away were they? Let me think about that for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I say they were 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet? That's not far at all. It was snowing that night, and it cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. You'd say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away? That's right. I had been thinking it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. Now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols? Lawyers nowadays. Do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now. Say it with Uncle Mo. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza! Enough foolishness. Get back on track. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw? I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. You say you saw the ringmaster get clunked over the head? Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. The weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you saw everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Ha ha ha. Oh! Did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night?
Objection!
I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what's waiting for you. A nice penalty. Fucking shit. Ugh. It's a bit melodramatic. So, what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I hope I do this right. Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Yes. Yes. Of course, yeah. Yes. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason? Of course, I will. Reason is the witness's very own testimony. What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump, someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there's no way he could have seen Max clonk anyone. In 1972, a crackdown... Mr. Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security con car. Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court? No. I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog? Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much. When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps in my statement. Sounds like lying. Von Karma? Fuck. Tampering with the witnesses again. Now you're saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yup. He was on permanent vacation, as they say. Ha 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 ha. Mr. Curls. Your Honor? You did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. Ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well. Then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? That's not even a controller I'm using right now. That controller is plugged in to the Switch. This isn't fucking... I unplugged. No! It's plugged. Damn it. I will put you in a holding cell until you learn etiquette. Got it? Got it. It was a bit far away, but the shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. Excuse me, that is 2 out of the 3 items. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever. This should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. All right, Mr. Wright. Commence your cross-examination. It was a bit far away, but the shadow could only have belonged to Max. Can I press this stuff, or am I gonna get penalized? Don't you think you're going a little bit overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max? An awfully firm statement, don't you think? What are you getting at? I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain that it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that. Doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols.
Hold it!
Trillo said the same thing. If it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them? I thought of that myself. But just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max. You're sure of that? It's such staircase headlong into a trap. This silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. I'm gonna press this first, and then I'm gonna present something at it. You're sure that's what you saw that night? Exactly what I said I saw is what I saw. Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. There we go. I was missing exactly there. I've got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have terrible night vision? But that's not, well, that's not all I saw. Okay. There's 3 famous symbols. There we go. Okay. 3, not 2. Yeah, Mo's a very bad clown. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols? I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo. Everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yay, everyone get ready, all together, now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols, he just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? You like pie? I love pie. 3.14. Silence, fool. Just to respond with the whole truth. No fractions. Order, order. Oh! You didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw.
Objection!
The crime scene was dark. It's obvious that it was too dark to see that kind of detail.
Objection!
But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them.
Objection!
White snow? When the wait. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? Clearly not. He's just toying with this court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead to the truth again. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trillo's testimony? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. What am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this... Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but does cast doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more with age. I'm not mature? I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. But, what? If there are no contradictions in this next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling. Nick! This is your last chance. Okay. So I can't fuck up here. Okay. There was no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There is no way I can forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this. It's one chance. I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against the witness. If you are going to prove to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Curls' statement, you'd better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. I've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need. Save. First. No doubt in my mind there were no white roses, however all the other symbols were there. Especially the silk hat. It's wearing it, okay. But they found the silk hat somewhere else, I think, right? Oh no, it was at the crime scene. If he was wearing it the entire time he was at the scene, then it wouldn't have been left, because he would have taken it with him, maybe?
Objection!
Yeah, okay. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind? Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma? Where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene. That means, the silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. This witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. No! That's not true! Order, order, order! Mr. Curls! Yes, Your Honor? What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know to be better than to behave like this in court. Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh. What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things. But why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me, no matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you. Ah. Dot, dot, dot. Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are? I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He's turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for. Oh? What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how? Scene of the crime. What? He went... What do you mean, how he did? How did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Stop playing with his carrot.
Objection!
Objection. Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor.
Objection!
This witness's testimony is so full of holes. Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. Got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that alright with you, guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Ugh. His voice is killing my throat. It's dead. My throat is killing me right now. I think this is the last part of this tonight, so we're almost near the end. Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you to say. You sure that's how that happened? Say what? Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on small. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene? Oh yeah, okay, there's a thing with the snow and the... This one? Yeah, okay.
Take that!
Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow. In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. Ay, 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 ay! So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown cart he came to court in. Wait just a second. You guys can't just ignore everything I've said. Fine, fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You, wait a second. I think you said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyway. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better. Mr. Lawrence Curls. Yes? The testimony you provided up until now has been false. It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Order, order. I will have order. Franziska Von Karma, how could you? See? Honor. If you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny. That's enough out of you. I'm gonna listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls. Ha! You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. Try not to waste your time. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down, and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw he... Ta-da! This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He just jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Well, that was, how do you put this into words? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses. Why won't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think of this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright? He's like telling the truth, I'm pretty sure. What he just said was so strange, I don't think he would have made it up. Which means that he is telling the truth? That's what I think. Nick, wait. That means that Max actually used magic. Yikes, you're right. Ow! Only a foolish-looking fool can be fooled by such a foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist. I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that. But I just can't wrap my head around that it could actually happen. You imbecile! If you disregard a need for prudence, Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No! I broke the first rule, cardinal rule. The only rule. Sorry, Max. Made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Nick! What do we do now? All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. You said it, Maya. To be continued. Save your progress. Yes, please. Yes. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching. Check my schedule on Twitter for updates when I'm streaming. Tomorrow I'll give you my schedule for the next, bit. Tomorrow I'm streaming Bloodborne at 5 p.m. Eastern. Streaming Gato Roboto at 11 p.m. tomorrow Eastern. And then this again on Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Yes, today's Tuesday. Yes, Wednesday night. Okay. See you guys later. Bye.